Have you ever heard someone say, "I was born here, so I'm a citizen"? That's because of something called birthright citizenship. In the United States, if you are born on U.S. soil, no matter who your parents are, you automatically become a U.S. citizen. This rule comes from the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which was passed in 1868. Lightbulb: why was birthright citizenship created? After slavery ended, many people still didn't believe black Americans should be full citizens. In fact, a Supreme Court case called Dred Scott v. Sandford once said that black people could never be citizens. To fix that injustice, the U.S. passed the 14th Amendment. It gave all people born in the U.S., including formerly enslaved people, full citizenship and protection under the law. This was a major turning point in American history. For black people and their children, it meant they could finally claim the same rights as everyone else. For immigrants and other communities, it meant that having a child born in the U.S. was a pathway to a better life for future generations. Who benefits from birthright citizenship? Black Americans. Birthright citizenship was designed especially to protect the rights of black people after slavery. It helped secure access to education, jobs, voting, and legal protection. Immigrant families. Children born in the U.S. to immigrant parents, no matter their status, are U.S. citizens. These kids can go to school, get health care, and grow up with opportunities their parents often didn't have. Native Americans. While Native Americans didn't originally receive birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment, a law passed in 1924 finally gave it to all Native peoples born in the U.S. White circle: why white people aren't targeted. White people born in the U.S. are rarely asked to prove they are citizens. They don't get stopped by immigration officers or asked to show papers because most immigration policies in U.S. history helped white Europeans become citizens more easily. Racial profiling often targets Black, Latino, and Asian people, especially near borders or in immigrant communities. White people are assumed to belong, while people of color are often unfairly seen as outsiders. So even though birthright citizenship applies to everyone, challenges to it almost always hurt non-white communities the most. What happened under the Trump administration? Executive order against birthright citizenship. In 2025, President Trump signed an executive order to stop giving citizenship to babies born in the U.S. if their parents weren't legal residents. That goes directly against the 14th Amendment. Legal challenges. Civil rights groups, states, and immigrant rights organizations sued the government right away. Courts blocked the order and said it was likely unconstitutional. Now, the case is headed to the Supreme Court for a final decision. Illegal deportations. Some U.S. citizens, especially Black and Latino people, have been wrongfully detained or even deported because they didn't have ID or were assumed to be immigrants. This has happened even to people born in the U.S. That's a serious violation of their rights. What's being done about the illegal deportations? Lawyers and civil rights groups like the ACLU and other immigration advocates are fighting in court to protect U.S.-born citizens. They're helping people prove their citizenship and suing the government for wrongful deportation. Congressional hearings. Some members of Congress are holding hearings to investigate immigration agencies like ICE and Border Patrol. They want to know why U.S. citizens are being detained or deported and how to stop it. Public outrage. Activists and communities across the country are speaking out, organizing protests, and demanding fair treatment. Many people are calling on leaders to respect the 14th Amendment and stop racial profiling. Media attention. News stories have helped bring these cases to light. The more people learn about them, the more pressure there is on the government to fix the problem. Why is this a big deal? If the government takes away birthright citizenship or wrongly deports U.S. citizens, millions of people could lose their rights, even though they were born here. It could create a group of people who are stateless, meaning they belong to no country at all. It would hurt Black, Latino, Asian, and immigrant families the most. It would go against what the 14th Amendment was meant to do, protect everyone equally, no matter where their parents came from. And remember, white Americans don't face this kind of threat. That makes these actions not just unfair, but also deeply connected to racial injustice.